love the pink and the white.
Well, I put all this stuff on that one spot over there to cover it up.
All right, you ready?
Yep. All right. Boardwalk Angel, my favorite song. Man. I got my buddy, my pal with us. How y'all doing today? Good to see you. TV land, radio land. This is where it all began with H. Lee Brown. I got my buddy, my pal with me today. I'm so excited I forgot to tell you all the other stuff. I got Jerry Shooter with the Carolina Breakers.
Good.
Yeah.
Good to be here too.
And Jerry and I have been friends for many, many years. He's probably one of my favorite friends. There's nobody in the world that's any more honest than he is. And he's got a lot of money too. All you women out there, y'all look at things like that. Excuse me. You brought one with you, didn't you?
I think you got me mixed up.
Well, maybe later on. Put your name in the hat and he might draw it out one of these days, whatever. Jerry.
Yes.
Tell me about, first of all, tell me about your personal life. Are you married? No.
No.
I don't know. Y'all might be secretly married. I don't know.
I've got a girlfriend that's real close to me, and Leanne, and she looks out for me a lot and helps me with almost everything I do, especially with the band and all. I don't know what I'd do without her.
Are you talking about Leanne?
I am.
Oh, I thought you were talking about somebody else. I'm sorry. No, I knew it was Leanne. Y'all been, you got children?
I've got two kids.
Yeah.
I've got a daughter and a son. My daughter's 20. Her name's Leanne, too. And my son's Kevin. He's 17.
Mm-hmm. That's good. You've not been in the music business all your life, like a lot of these people have. You had a career and then you retired or something. Tell me about that.
Well, I kind of have been in music all my life, but I did it kind of part-time. I taught school for 35 years.
35 years. I knew it was something. Yeah.
I taught physics and chemistry and technology, and I loved physical science and different things like that. And during most of those years, I played in a band. Mm-hmm. Many nights I would teach school all day, right. And then go. Back then, you'd play week jobs.
Sure.
Like at Southern Pines and places like that.
Right.
So I'd get off at 3:30, go down to Southern Pines, play that night, get up the next morning, teach school.
Come back to school. Yeah.
I could do that back then when I was younger.
Sure.
And I did get out of teaching for 2 years. I taught 7 years down in Whyville at Whyville High School, and then I went on.
Wait a minute. Stop a minute.
Okay.
Wait a minute. Let me hear you say Whiteville.
Whyville High School.
Whiteville. I'm from Whiteville.
The T is silent.
I love it.
That's the way they pronounced it, I think, down there.
When I go over there, you can go into the Walmart over there, and the little girl checking you out, she said, "Hi, how you? I'm from Whiteville." I love it.
There's one over there that says it the same way. And that's where I met Leanne, actually.
Yeah.
But anyway, after I wanted to play music and be on the road for a while. Mm-hmm. So I was with a group back then called Gold Rush.
Gold Rush. And
I decided to go on the road with John Hodges and Al Williams and a whole bunch of guys, and we went on the road and
good
we played.
Guys.
A lot of good guys.
Good guys.
And for 2 years we were on the road, and then every night we played for 2 years. I don't think we had 5 nights off in 2 years.
Wow.
And that was a little bit much, and I found out that I didn't like music as much as I thought I did. So I went back. I burned myself out and went back to teaching. Stayed out of it for about a year, and then started part time again. And I did it till I got through teaching. 35 years. I had that many years in.
You taught for 35 years.
35 years.
Golly,
I retired.
How old I am.
I retired at 30, and then I double dipped for 5. Yeah. And I probably would have kept on doing it, but they told me I'd have to come out of retirement. And I said, no, I'm not going to do that. But anyway, I started the Carolina Breakers and left Gold Rush. I was playing with them. And started the Carolina Breakers. And our popularity shot up pretty fast. We had some good guys in it.
You have. We got some good guys, and
even
you got
now,
some dedicated people too. Those people that you've got in your band, they've been with you for years, haven't they?
a lot of them have. I mean, the talent in that band is unbelievable.
Well, they're family. Y'all family. Y'all just a big family.
Well, when you pull people out of other groups that have played with people like Billy Scott, Paul Barnes, he played with Billy Scott for up until Billy couldn't do it anymore. Right. Then Pat Carpenter, Pat played with the Coasters. He played with Catalinas.
Pat's from Charlotte, isn't he?
Charlotte.
Yeah.
But most people know him when he played with the Poor Souls, Bobby Smith and Poor Souls.
That's exactly right.
And he's phenomenal.
Bobby
singer.
and Roger. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, I remember that.
He's
good.
I almost took Bobby's place. I was offered that position a long time ago. Bobby offered me Butch's position, and at the time I was with Gold Rush, and I didn't want to go back on the road at that time.
And well, you've always done it because it's in your heart.
I love it.
It's not something that you got to have the money every week to survive with.
If it's just for the money, you're in the wrong business.
Right.
Long hours,
and it's
short
great.
pay.
It's great to have that attitude about playing.
Mm-hmm.
The hell with the money.
Mm-hmm.
I'm doing it because I love to do it.
Well, it's not so much that. It's also the fans.
Sure.
I mean, there's people out there that I've met so many people over the years that mean so much to me. And when you're out there playing and you see that they're having a good time, it's just like you and your club.
Sure.
You do it for that too.
Absolutely.
I mean, it's fellowship.
It's not money anymore.
No,
that's right. You're right.
I think we're kind of past that time, actually.
Well, if we ain't made no money by now, we might as well hang it up.
It's over now.
Put me in that chair and roll me around. I've got to the place, and I'm sure you're that way, that the people is really what keeps us going.
They're everything.
That's right.
They really are.
And my customers and stuff. Because I used to, when I was younger, I'd come to the pavilion and I'd be wow, man, I'm glad, God, we're going to have fun today, And now I get knots in my stomach when I have to go. I say, oh, Lord, what have I got to deal with today? What have I got to do today? What's going to happen today? How much money is this going to cost me? How much money is that going to cost? And you look back and say, well, why are you still doing it, dummy? And the reason is the people.
It's the people. And you
love the money, it's the people.
And you love it.
Yeah, I do.
There's an old saying Harold used to have it. It said, right. You haven't visited the beach unless you've seen Fat Harold.
That's right.
You do know you took his place now. And right. you hadn't seen the beach until you seen H. Lee now. Because, I mean, really, and those legends are leaving.
Yeah.
They're leaving us. You're one of the few.
Well, it's a sad situation, but you're right. Everybody's getting older, and the sad part about it is now it's sneaking up on us fast,
Yes.
And some of our buddies and our sisters and stuff are passing away, and they're not giving us a whole lot of warning. And
that's true.
So people, like I say, the people's what keeps me going. I love names I never remember, but faces I never forget.
Never forget.
And,
Same way.
The kisses on the cheek and the shake on the hand and pats on the back. That's what I'm good at.
I tell you what, you sure can't be with a jealous girlfriend.
No. If you do, you've had a bad day.
Exactly. Thank you, darling, for that.
But so how long has the Breakers been together?
I'd say we've been together about 5 years. I hadn't really sat down and thought about it, but I think it's been about 5, maybe 6 years now that we've been together, and had a string of #1 hits in that time. Played with a lot of musicians. It's undergone some change, and all of it for the good. And we're here right now, I guess, to stay, to make our mark in beach music.
Well, you recorded that Boardwalk Angels.
I did.
That's a pretty song. As far as I'm concerned, there ain't gonna be no song better than that.
Well, I tell you that I did that song.
When I go see you, that's the first thing I do. I stick my head around the corner and say, "Hey, Jerry, remember me? I'm H. Lee." remember me? Play my song. Come on, play my song, man. And Jerry finally said, Lord, have mercy. So,
you got to watch what
I got to go and play it before he aggravates me to death.
Well, you got to watch what you record in this business because you will play it the rest of your life.
That's right. That's right.
And that song took me the least amount of time to record. Did it in Wyville. Mm-hmm. Roger and I did it in his little studio, and it turned out to be one of the best hits we've ever had. And, I mean, 26 weeks, #1 on the surf. Stayed on Smoking 45 for about 4 years.
At least,
it's unbelievable. Julian Fowler called me up, and Keith, they said, congratulations one day. And I said, for what? And they said, your song's one of the top 10 beach music songs of the modern age. They said, it's unbelievable.
Oh, I love it. I love it.
And I didn't realize, that I knew a lot of people asked for it all the time, but I didn't know it had done what all it had done. But it was a good song for me.
And you got another one that you just came out with, hadn't you?
Well, I always like to put out I'm not like a lot of the other groups.
Let me say this right here before you say anything else. You're not a greedy person.
Not at all.
I know that, and I have to throw that in there. You're kind of like me, where you're worse than I am. You give more than you should give. No, let me do it again. Let me start back over. You do things that I wouldn't do. So that makes you give more than I do.
You give a lot too, H.
Well, I do, but not as much as you do. I mean, you come down, and me and you almost got into a wrestling match about this. You came down to the pavilion, the OD Pavilion, and I was going to start having some bands down there on Saturday, and I wanted to build a stage. And you said, I'll build it. I said, okay, build it. I got to pay somebody to build it. And you got a sawmill out at your ranch out there at your house and all these trees, and you cut your own lumber.
I did.
And you came to my place. Man, if I get teary, I might have to go to the bathroom, y'all, but don't worry about it. You brought your own lumber, your own trailer.
That's right.
Your own truck, your own nails, your own air guns, your own everything that you needed to do the job, and you built me a stage at the pavilion. So I said, okay, boy, this is something. I go in my pocket and get my money out. I said, how much, Jerry? He said, nothing. I said, what? Nothing. I said, Jerry, this is H. Lee. Remember, you just built a stage for me. I know who you are. I said, how much do I owe you? Nothing. The man built the stage at the pavilion for nothing. Zero. Would not take any money. Did that. And guess what? He even furnished the lumber. I love you.
I love you too, actually. That's why I did that. I love the fans.
This man here is unbelievable.
You got people that go there and they dance, and I saw a need.
That's right.
I saw you've got a great place there. I love going there myself. But you also have bands every once in a while.
Right.
The only thing that I felt like you were missing there was a stage, and I wanted to see a good stage built there. And it wasn't about the money, it never was. The week before, I didn't tell you, but they told me it was your birthday. So I wanted to do that as a birthday present to you, for you too. And that's just kind of giving something back.
Well, you do your share. And every time there's a fundraiser or something down in Ocean Drive, North Myrtle Beach, Ocean Drive Beach is what I call it. Every time there's something going on down there, you and Leanne are right in there on top of it, doing your part, and you get out there and play for nothing to raise money for somebody that needs it, and Leanne's out there selling raffle tickets and auctioning stuff off and making money. I mean, you don't get no better than that, folks. Don't get no better than that.
Well, if I can be bold enough, I hope I can just take a minute and just say we got one coming up September 13th.
Yeah.
For Howie
Thompson,
and we're going to be there from 2 to 6.
Right.
And I've talked to some other bands about coming in,
So you were out there contacting bands to come out there and play for nothing.
Artists,
for nothing.
They're going to do it. All the money, all the proceeds are going to Howie.
That's great.
Because he's in need. He's in need. And that's what we do, and then that's what we should be doing.
Right. Well, folks, that's the difference in some of you musicians and Jerry Shooter. He's not out there for that dollar. He's not out there to hurt anybody. He's out there to help people, and we all got to do that. We're at the point in life where we better do some good things, because it's going to come one of these days. We're going to go in front of them pearly gates, and
I'm gonna tell you.
And I want to get in. I want to say, hey, remember me?
Wait, Lee. I have to say this. I do have a motto. I've had it all my life, and I will pass this along to all musicians. Somebody told me one time, getting in the music business was the biggest cutthroat business in the world, and some of that's true, some of it's not, but teaching school and all over the years, I came to the conclusion that I figured out what we're here on this earth for. It's not what we do for ourselves, it's what we do for others that count. And that's all that counts.
Sure.
So, and if you can't say something good about someone,
just keep your mouth shut.
Just keep your mouth shut and don't say anything, because there's too much talking that goes on.
That's right.
And that's what I'm about, and that's what I'm going to try to always be about.
You do a good job of it. I love you as a brother, and you've always been extra nice to me. And I don't know of anybody that you've ever hurt their feelings. I mean, you're kind of like me. You don't bite your tongue when you got something to say, so that kind of gets us in trouble once in a while. But
if it's a wrong, you need to stand up sometimes for things that are right too.
I agree, and we've been around where we can see some of that stuff.
Exactly.
We know what it is. We're from the old country where
old school,
where we can read through a lot of that. What's the name of that new song you got?
We've got a new song. Well, I don't know if it's new. It's our last song that's come out. Mr. Pat Carpenter's singing on this song. It's called "Fell in Love Too Late."
Yeah.
Great song.
Is that on the charts?
It was #1 for 8 weeks down here, and it was almost off the charts at the Surf. Now, when I say the Surf, because it's real close, there's a lot of other radio stations that was #1 too, and I don't want to leave out anybody. No. But it was almost off the charts, and people started hearing it. It went back up to #1, stayed there 8 weeks, went down to number 13, came back last week to #7. So somebody likes it.
Yeah,
and
that's good.
We worked with David Floyd on that. It was an old song by a group called the Exportations, but it was real long and all. And just like a lot of these groups do, I went back in and listened to it and put my touches on it. Worked with David Floyd. And I sat on that song for a year until Pat got into the band. And Roger, that plays keyboards with, he said, "Are you going to sing the song?" I said, I believe I could sing the song, and I believe it would be a #1 song.
Sure.
He said, "Well, are you going to sing it?" I said, "No, I'm going to let Pat sing this song."
Wow.
And
you gave it to him.
I gave it to Pat, and he said, "Well, why are you
that
not?"
That don't happen. See, that's what I'm talking about, folks. Give away a song.
Well, I told Pat. I mean, Roger asked me, he said, "Well, why are you going to do that?" I said, "Because Pat is coming into the band. He's a great singer, and I'd like the first one to be his, and I want him to do it and he did a remarkable job.
Oh, he did a great job. I love the song. I'm still Boardwalk Angel, man.
I appreciate that.
I can't. I got to hear that every time. Mm-hmm. Every time I see Carolina Breakers, that's the first thing that I think about is, can I get Jerry Shooter to sing my song?
And I will do it as long as I'm able to.
I know you will. Jerry, thank you. I love you. You are tops as far as I'm concerned. You're top of the list, and you've always been a gentleman and a scholar, and you need to be patted on the back more than you are for the things that you do for the Shaggers or for anybody, not necessarily the Shaggers. It's anybody. It's like Howie's deal. You take the ball, you and Leanne, and run with it, and I guess you got some people that will jump in there and help. I told you I would help.
Well, all the guys will. And if I could, I mean, I feel like I need to do this.
Right.
I need to also mention that Keith Pollard's in the band. He was with Tommy Black and Blues.
Right.
Also Mike Dennison. and Chris Morgan. So I've got Tommy's trombone player, singer,
Right.
Keith. Mike was his trumpet, and Chris Morgan was his sax player. So
Right.
those three are with me right now, and they're all incredible. Those guys are incredible,
you
too.
got a great band. You got a great
Then
band.
Joe Grooms is singing with us, and Eddie is on soundboard, and and Roger Taylor from Wyville. Roger's having a little bit of hard luck right now with the illness, but he'll be back, and I'm sure sometime very soon, and strong as ever. And
Right.
and I think the band sounds about as good as it's ever sounded right
I
now.
love them. I love the Carolina Breakers. I think.
Well, we love you and love the
And,
fans.
all right, Jerry Shooter, Carolina Breakers. Support the Carolina Breakers because you might need them one of these days, folks. You never know when you need Jerry Shooter to come over there and sing Boardwalk Angel.
That's right. Weddings, whatever.
All right, this is where it all began with H. Lee Brown, and I appreciate y'all tuning in. And if it's something you don't like, I'm sorry.
Keep it to yourself, right, actually?
That's right, keep it to yourself. Remember, if it wasn't for you, it wouldn't be me.
That's right.
Thank you. See you.